Now let us study about states of matter. As you all are aware, matter exists in three different states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. Solid, liquid and gas are the three states of matter. So now let us study one by one. Let us study solid now. So can you give an example of solid? Yes, pen, book, needle, piece of wooden stick, the phone what you are holding, the book what you have, the chair where you are sitting, the table which you have, everything is made up of solid, and all these solids will be having some definite shape in that, isn't it? All the solid will be having some definite shape, and we cannot compress the solids very easily. For example, if you are having a phone on your hand, can you deform that shape? Can you change the shape of your phone by just putting some force on the phone? No, isn't it? You can't change the shape of a solid. Yes, it is the one of the important property of the solid is that the solids cannot be compressed or it cannot be changed its shape. A solids will never change its shape. For example, if you have a pen, you can break a pen, but you cannot change the shape of a pen into another different form. So solids will never change its shape, so it is going to have a definite shape. And and it cannot be compressed also. It will be having a negligible compressibility. You can compress if you are force, and if you are having a very huge force, you can compress or you can break that, but it is having a very negligible compressibility. Negligible means very less compressibility. Okay, so that is what the different properties of solids have definite shape, it has negligible compressibility. Okay, these are all some of the examples of or the properties of solids, and they are also rigid in the sense they are very hard. They cannot be changed into a different shape. It is difficult to change the shape of the solids. Okay, we have some three examples, three illustration given here. Have a look on that. One is that, what about a rubber band that can change its shape on stretching? Is it a solid? See, rubber band, you can stretch the rubber band, right? As I said earlier, one of the important property of the solid is that it cannot be changed its shape or it cannot be compressed. So now the question arises, is rubber band is called as solid or not? As I said earlier, solid means it should not change its shape, but a rubber band is changing its shape by giving a small amount of force. So for that we have an explanation here. See, a rubber band changes the shape under the force and it regains the same shape when the force is removed. If excess force is applied, the rubber band may break. Yes. See, when I give some force, your rubber band will expand. But when the same time, when I remove the force, what happens? The rubber band comes to its normal position. It regains its original position, isn't it? So I can say a rubber band is also a solid because shape is not changed permanently. Okay, if the shape is changed permanently, if the deformation takes place permanently, then I cannot call a particular thing as a solid. But in case of rubber band, it is changing its shape, but once I remove my force, what happens? It regains into its original shape. So since it is getting back its original shape, I can say that rubber band is also a solid. Similarly, we have a second example here. Second example that they have given is sugar and salt. Whether this sugar and salt are called as solids or not. Yes, of course they are called as solids. The explanation is given here. Because the shape of each individual sugar or salt crystal remains fixed, whether we take it in our hand or put it in our plate or in a jar. See, what is the question means? They have asked whether the sugar and salt are called as solid, because I said solids will be having a definite shape. Okay, see, when I put a sugar in this particular square shaped box, it will go, the sugar is going to get the shape of square shape. At the same time, when I put a same sugar or salt in a round shaped bowl, what happens? Your sugar or the salt will acquire the shape of the round. So since it is not getting a definite shape, can I call salt or a sugar to be a solid? Actually, the answer is very simple. When you look the when you look the sugar and salt at the microscopic level, your sugar and salt will be made up of the small cubic structure. Have you seen? If you have not seen, please go to the kitchen and have a look on the sugar. If you touch the sugar, you can feel some sharp edges on the sugar. You can feel some sharp edges on the sugar. It is in the sense a sugar is made up of a small tiny crystals like this. These are all called as crystals. So since these are all formed or these are all like a crystals, the sugars are called as solids. Okay. And thirdly, we have another thing, whether a sponge is called as a solids, because sponge, we can compress the sponge. As I said earlier, solid means it will be having a negligible compressibility. It will be having a less compressibility. For example, phone or pen we cannot compress, but a sponge we can easily compress. Under a small action of force, your sponge can be compressed. So since sponge is going to have a property called compressibility, can I call a sponge as a solid? Yes, I can call a sponge as a solid. Why I can call it as a solid in spite is having a compressibility means because sponge will be having a minute holes in it. A small holes will be present in that sponge. Through that hole, your air will be trapped. Through that holes, your air is trapped, so that when we press that, what happens? The air is coming out. The air is coming out through the small pores or the holes present in these sponges. So that is why we are able to compress the sponge. The sponge is solid only, but why we are able to compress it means the holes or the pores present in the present in the sponges, what happens means it is filled with air. So when we press it, what happens? The air is expelled out and we are able to compress it. Yes, again a sponge is also called as a solid.